One of Green Country's very own is a Paralympic gold medalist. Tia Edwards was on the U.S. women's sitting volleyball team that won gold in Paris in September, a three-peat in the event for the United States. In this week's Oklahoma Sports Spotlight, Fox 23's Kaylee Carnine talked to Tia to learn all about the journey that led her to gold.
I'm just a small town girl, just like living this huge dream.
Tia Edwards found her love for volleyball right here in Green Country. Born in Claremore and raised in Skiatook, where she first picked up a volleyball.
I'm like, I'm just gonna try it. No one in my family has ever played volleyball before. They're like big basketball people. And I'm like, not me.
While competing at a tournament in Tulsa, her current coach approached her.
And he was like, hey, you should come out and try sitting. And I'm like, no, not happening.
Tia was born with a congenital birth defect to her left hand, but she was unsure about making the transition from standing volleyball to sitting, the style of volleyball they play in the Paralympics.
My grandma was like, you should just do it and just try it out. So I'm like, okay, and we did. I was like 11 or 12, and I was like, I am not disabled. I do not look like them. No, thank you. And then I went back, I don't know, sometime later, and I was like, let's just try it again. And I did, and then I fell in love with it.
At 18, her love for the game took her to the U.S. Paralympic training site in Edmond, where she began to live and train.
Obviously, I didn't play a lot in my first few years, just because one, a lot of the girls were they're so good.
Tia worked hard to rise in the ranks. In 2016, she made the Rio Paralympic team, where she won her first gold at 21. 5 years later, when Tokyo rolled around, she felt even more prepared. But before she was able to hop on the plane, she received the worst possible news. She was COVID positive.
I cried for weeks. Honestly, I still sometimes get super sad about it. Hearing my coach tell me we have to replace you, I was just like, ugh. What do you, you trained so long and so hard for all this time, and then for it just literally be taken away from you.
Her absence at Tokyo was her fuel to make it to Paris. And this year, she says the Paris experience was unreal.
It was just finally. And then we get there, and I'm like, am I actually here? Let me make sure I can actually just get here first.
At Paris, the women's U.S. sitting volleyball team made history, the first American team to win back-to-back-to-back Paralympic gold. For Tia, she says it's surreal, a small-town girl living her dream with all of Green Country behind her.
People will still to this day stop me congratulations. I'm like, thanks. I had no idea it would get to the point where it's at.
In Green Country, covering news that matters, Kaylee Carnine, Fox 23 Sports.
Tia plans to train for the 2028 Los Angeles Paralympics, then retire after that. Oklahoma Sports Spotlight is a weekly segment we do here on Fox 23. If you would like to suggest someone for us to spotlight, just let us know. Our email is sports@fox23.com.